Today we're reviewing not one, not two, not three, but 5 different lights, pocket lights from Zhiyun. Let's go. What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin, you're watching No Limits On channel, and today I'll be reviewing each of those lights separately, and in the end I'll show you the side-by-side comparisons in terms of the brightness levels, etc, fan noise, so we'll have a deep dive into the Zhiyun pocket lights today. And we'll start off with the most powerful light among all of those. It's the Zhiyun Fiveray M40, a 40-watt pocket light, which is that small, it's smaller than my palm basically. So it has the CCT range of 2700 Kelvin to 6200 Kelvin, and it's very bright. As you can tell guys, for a pocket light, it's super bright, but it does have a pretty loud fan because it's a small light, it generates a lot of heat and you need to be aware of this. We'll have a test of all 5 in terms of the fan noise in the end of the video. And it's a great light if you want to film without audio, like product showcases, etc. Or if you are pretty far away from the microphone, because it does get a bit louder than I want it to be. So here we have the USB Type-C port. This light can work at full power for about 30 minutes and it charges for about 2 hours, but you can feed power through here, of course. We have 2 knobs, we have 1/4-inch thread right here and a 1/4-inch thread right here, and you can use this part on a stand as a tilting mechanism for this light, and then when you finish shooting, you simply use it as so to block the USB Type-C port, to protect it, and to take it with you on the go. Put it in your pocket since it's a pocket light. So the TLCI and CRI ratings are 96 plus, the weight is only 320 grams, it's really lightweight, and in the kit you'll get the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable, and separately for $5 you can get this silicone light dome if you want a bit softer source of light. And here comes the next light, it's the Zhiyun Cinepeer. Cinepeer is like a daughter company, let me say, like Aperture and Amaran. We have Zhiyun and Cinepeer. It's called CM25, it's a 25-watt light, it comes with this silicone dome for softer light, and we have 2 knobs. Let's turn it on. We have the range of 6200 Kelvin up to 2700 Kelvin, and it's pretty bright as you can tell as well. It's not as bright as the 40-watt, but it's really close. So here we have the 1/4-inch thread on the bottom. The fan is not as loud as on the 40-watt light because it's a smaller wattage, not getting that hot. Also, this light does have 2000 mAh battery, 30 minutes on one charge, and it charges for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. And of course you can feed power with a power bank, for example, right here. It's much lighter, it's 230 grams versus 320 grams on the 40-watt light, so it's more portable as well. And actually in the kit you get USB-C to USB-C cable as well as the silicone cover, and it's only $60 compared to $100 for the Zhiyun light. And let me say it's a better deal in terms of bang for the buck for the Cinepeer 25, but the 40-watt is also great. I just think that for the output, this one for the money is a great choice. And the next one is the most interesting among all 5 lights, in my opinion at least, is the Cinepeer CM15. It's a 15-watt light with 2500 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin output, and it's actually with green magenta shift because it's a RGB light. So to turn it on, we single press and then we hold it. And as you can tell, we have a pretty easy to navigate menu. We have the HSI mode, which is pretty bright as well. We have the silicone cover in the kit. Without it, it's even brighter. We have like the RGB mode, we have the effects, about 18 different effects, and it's also super lightweight, 140 grams. And this light does have 26 mAh battery, 35 minutes at 100% charge, and it charges for 1 hour and 30 minutes, but you can feed power with the USB Type-C in here. We have a 1/4-inch thread on the bottom, and also guys, this light is pretty quiet compared to the Zhiyun lights that we've discussed before. It has pretty quiet fan. I'll be comparing the fans in the end of the video, as I said. So all in all, for the money, for $69, it's a great light. And in the kit, it comes with the silicone cover, as well as the phone clamp, which you can put it on your phone and film in some dark environments with this light on top of your phone. We have a 1/4-inch thread to cold shoe mount adapter as well, and you can separately purchase this combo from the Zhiyun Fiveray M20 lights, where we have the special cage for the light with a lot of cold shoes and a camera mount. Also, we have the soft light, like the frost frame, we have the grids, we have the barn doors, and you can buy it separately and it'll fit to this light no matter it's made for another Zhiyun light. So all in all guys, super versatile, really compact, pretty bright light for 69 bucks, highly recommended, one of my favorites among those 5. And guys, the next light is the Zhiyun Fiveray M20 light. You can purchase it separately, the light only with a charging cable, or you can buy a case for this light. As you can tell, we can put this light out of the case right here, and we have like 3 cold shoe mounts as well as the 1/4 inch mount right here, and you have those accessories like the frost frame, the grid, and also the barn doors, which is great. And the kit version is only 20 bucks more than the let me say naked version of this light. So this light is bicolor only. We have the range of 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin, but still it's a pretty bright light. Let me show you how bright it is. It is bright. And also guys, you have different effects. Of course, we have the music effect, like so. And we can update the firmware, and all in all this light is pretty straightforward. We have CRI and TLCI of 96 plus. At full power it will get you around 40 minutes of lifetime, a 4500 milliamp hour battery. It charges for about 2 hours, but you can feed power with the USB Type-C to this light, of course, and it's 200 grams only, bare bones. So with the cage, it'll be around $400 with all the excess 400 grams with all the accessories. So guys, what else do we have here? Averagely loud fan. It is a bit louder than the Cinepeer 15-watt light, but all in all, it's much less loud than the 40-watt light from Zhiyun. So all in all, you have to be concerned about the fan noise if it's like closer than 1 meter away from the microphone. But all in all guys, pretty good light, especially if you buy the combo kit. So the combo kit is $110 and the bare bones light is $80. So $30 difference for this particular light. But we have a different version of this light. This is the M20C version of the light. So the C means that it has the color effects and color LEDs, and it gets a wider range from 2500 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin with green magenta shift capabilities. It's also pretty bright, even with the colorful LEDs right here. And guys, this light is a bit louder than the M20 version, but still it's an average performance in terms of the cooling fan. We'll have a listen to it very soon. So we have different lighting effects, in particular 16 different lighting effects. We have the music mode, as I said, and as I showed in the previous slide, you can update the firmware with this light and you can connect it to the app as well as the M20 light. So all in all, pretty cool and versatile light, and the price difference is also 30 bucks for the combo kit and for the bare bones. So the $130 price for the bare bones and $160 for the combo. Of course, I do recommend you to get a combo. In the combo, you'll get not only all of those accessories, the cage, the soft panel, the grid, and the barn doors, but also the carrying pouch, which is silver style pouch, very nice one. So both lights are great, but I would pick the RGB version among those two. And now guys, it's time to have a look at the performance of those lights, to compare them side by side. So let's jump into the Final Cut and see what we get here. So now guys, we have the lights at 1.5 meters away from the wall. The settings are written down below, and we'll start off with the Cinepeer M25 without a silicone dome and with the silicone dome. The silicone dome does give you a bit softer light, but it changes the CCT value as well. And all in all, this light does have pretty good output and pretty even light beam. Now let's compare it to the M40 40-watt light, 5600 Kelvin. Of course, it is brighter, and the quality of light and the light beam is really good, both at 5600 Kelvin and at 3200 Kelvin. We'll be comparing them side by side as well. Now we're having a look at the Cinepeer CM15, pretty compact light, 15 watts of power, but still pretty good output, and the light beam. With the silicone cover, we have a shift in kelvins, and we also do lose a lot of firepower, so I don't think that this silicone cover is necessary for this light, but all in all, it is in the kit if you need it. But guys, this light is great for the HSI mode, for the RGB mode. We have pretty bright and even light from this light in terms of colors, both in HSI 300, blue and red, and only in red. Great light for the colorful accents. Now we're having a look at the Fiveray M20C RGB version of the light, 20 watt. Pretty good as well. The light beam is even at 3200 Kelvin and at 5600 Kelvin. Very good results. Now let's have a look at the HSI mode. It is a bit brighter than the Cinepeer 15 watt, of course it's a 20 watt versus 15 watt light, and I do like the color reproduction and the beam angle. I mean, everything is great. For the RGB, it's super nice and versatile. Now let's have a look at the frost glass element in front of this panel. It does reduce a little bit of firepower. Now we'll have a grid on. With the grid you have smaller beam and we cut a lot of firepower as well. And now let's have a look at the barn doors. Yeah, with the barn doors we can regulate the beam of light, and I have a full review of this light separately. I'll leave a link down below, and you can understand the limitations of this light in terms of the barn doors, because if you close them too, like for a very small portion of the light, you'll get some shadows, double shadowing with the light. It's normal, but you need to understand it, and if you are planning on buying this particular light, M20C, just go ahead and watch my full review of this light as well. So now we're having a look at the Fiveray M20, only the bicolor version, and in my experience it's not brighter than the RGB version for some reason. It's as bright or a tiny bit less bright than the M20C, so if you're planning and picking between those two, I'd vote for the M20C for the versatility and brightness. So here is the M20C versus Cinepeer CM15, and as you can tell guys, the M20C is a tiny bit brighter but not dramatically brighter than the Cinepeer. That is why the Cinepeer is great bang for a buck, as I said before. And here are all 5 lights side by side. Of course, the 40 watt is the brightest one, but it's not dramatically brighter than the 25 watt Cinepeer version. The M20 is less bright than the M20C for some reason, and also the Cinepeer CM15 is the least bright, but it's not dramatically least bright than the previous lights, the like 20 watt lights. So all in all 4 lights, all 5 lights are doing a pretty nice job in this regard. And it happens both in 5600 Kelvin and 3200 Kelvin. The M20C is a bit brighter than the M20. And now we're having a look at the skin tone and overall softness of the lights. We'll start off with my favorite CM15 light at 5600 Kelvin. The settings are written down below as well. And as you can tell guys, it's pretty soft straight out of the box, and with the silicone cover it does get slightly softer, but it's not dramatically softer, but we lose a lot of firepower. That is why I don't think that you do need to use the silicone dome often. And here you can see without a dome and with the silicone dome on the left and on the right. So here is the Zhiyun Fiveray M20 with no modifiers, with frost glass only and with frost glass plus grid, and you can see how much output we lose if we add the grid, something to consider guys. Here is the Fiveray M20 versus the M20C RGB version. We see the difference in Kelvin values, but you have the RGB and green magenta capabilities with the M20C. That is why you'll be able to adjust this light a lot if you need to kind of reduce the green values, for example. So here is the Cinepeer M25 with the silicone cover on the right and without it on the left. And as you can tell, it does get you a bit softer light, but reduces a lot of firepower. It's pretty soft straight out of the box without a cover, no doubt. And right here we can see the Fiveray M40 on the right. It does have multiple shadows, and for this particular light you can use a silicone dome if you want to, but in terms of the output it's pretty bright. I'm not sure if I set it correctly to 5600 Kelvin because it's tough to get precise with the knobs, but all in all this light is really powerful. And now guys, it's time to check the fan noise levels of all 5 lights, and after that we'll make a decision. Keep in mind guys that I have raised the volume at up to 24 decibels in post, and my microphone was like exactly in front of the fan of all 5 lights. All in all, the Cinepeer 15 is almost not an issue with the fan noise, pretty good one. The M20 and M20C, it's okay if you are farther away than 1 meter from the microphone. The 25 and the 40, it's like maybe 1.5 meters to 2 meters away from the microphone, you should be fine, but you gotta keep that in mind and kind of adjust your shooting scenarios for those lights because they're a bit loud. So what's the conclusion, guys? In my opinion, the best one among all 5 of those is the Cinepeer CM15. It's very versatile, it's RGB with effects, pretty good values in terms of brightness, especially for the RGB values. So all in all, great bang for a buck light, highly recommended. Between the M20C and M20, I can highly recommend the M20C because it's more versatile and it's even a bit brighter. And of course, you should get the combo version. It's much more versatile for 30 bucks extra. It's a no-brainer. Between the 40 watt and the 25 watt, I would say that the 25 watt is a better bang for buck considering the price. But if you need the output for this pocket-sized light, the 40 watt is a great option as well. So guys, please let me know in the comment section below which one of those 5 lights is your favorite, and also if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notifications bell. And right here I have a full review of the Zhiyun M20C Fiveray light, a full and in-depth review, so if you do consider this light, watch this one as well. See you there and take care, guys. Bye.